son of a bitch.
Brothers don't shake hands. Brothers gotta hug.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Because you are my friend.
You just got me super fucking hyped.
Hey guys, and welcome to the Super Enabler Bros show. I'm Jason from Corpse Flood Gaming.
I'm Chris, the old ass retro gamer. Sorry.
That's him. And yeah, we're here to bring you a new cool podcast show. A little bit of both. Variety show, like, you know, the 70s. And yeah, we feel like it would be kind of cool to have a show dedicated to more than just gaming, but primarily gaming. But we can also go on tangents about other things we like TV shows, movies, other hobbies like toys and Lego and whatever the hell.
That's what we do.
Comic books. Yeah. So
Comics.
yeah. So before we really get into it, I want to introduce a kind of game we'll be playing each episode, which I'm going to call Backlog Roulette, aka Roulette with the Boulettes.
Oh,
Canadian. So it's basically what we're doing is our backlogs are piling up and we're not knocking them down. And it's a problem that I think a lot of us collectors have, where we buy games faster than we can possibly play them and in larger amounts, especially when you get a lot or whatever. And you only seem to be playing like the current gen stuff, while the old stuff seems to kind of fall by the wayside. At least I know that's what's going on with me. I'm like, I can't even keep up with these new games I want to play.
No, I'm playing games that are 2 years old at this point.
Right? Yeah. So we figured might as well make some kind of cool game out of it, where we just pick 38 games to coincide with the numbers on a roulette wheel. And if you want to play along with us, make a list of your own from 1 to 36 and a 0 and a 00. For the 00, I felt the need to add a bond game for that number. But
show him the wheel, Jason. Show him the wheel.
Here's the wheel. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
See, it's called production value.
Ooh. Yeah, we don't gamble. Well, I don't gamble anyway. So I was like, hopefully it's a decent
internet randomizers.
Yeah, we're all about the physical media.
Yeah, damn right we are.
So I
hence
figured
the backlogs.
I figured I want this to be a cool show. So we I already put some money into this show by ordering that crap. And we made our lists. I got mine on an old crinkled piece of paper written in weird hieroglyphics, like
and
my
mine's on a
handwriting.
spreadsheet.
So yeah, he's all high tech. I'm very low tech. It's barely even writing, but as long as I can read it. If you want to,
you got the handwriting of a serial killer.
Smooth. Surgical
With a V. Smooth.
Yeah. All right, so we if you want to make a list yourself, go ahead. You don't have to use the same rules as we're kind of using. We're going with more of a last gen or older, nothing new gen, because that seems to be the stuff we kind of gravitate towards, especially with all these limited run games and kind of stuff, almost like doubling up on the releases. So we went old and broken. It's sort of the new hotness. It's good. All good. I want to be playing these old games instead of just like insulating this room with them.
Basically, yes. It's like the only thing adding color to this room are the games that I have.
I'm paying the heating bill, so I don't need the extra insulation. So I don't mind pulling these off the wall and using them. So I've got everything from NES to like 360, PS3, stuff like that.
Yes,
we're trying to keep it to about a 10, 12 hours, around there or less. It could be an 1 hour game for all we care. But I mean, like I said, that's our own stipulations we're putting on ourselves. So if you want to play along, feel free. Yeah,
please do.
So speaking of games, what have you been playing lately?
I've only been playing one game so far this year, and that is, like I said, I've been playing a game that's 2 years old already. It's Spider-Man on the PS4.
I don't care, as long as you're playing Spidey Mans, that's all.
Playing with the Spider-Mans.
Slinging webs any size.
God, and I forgot how fun it is, or how fun it was to be playing like a Spider-Man game. Like I remember when I first played, what was it, Spider-Man 2 on the Xbox?
Oh yes.
And the web slinging was like just fun, and it's really fun in the new one.
Perfect. It was like it's what everyone compares the web mechanics in any Spider-Man game against is that. So it's
Yeah.
And they even had the guy who did the programming for the web swinging for Spider-Man 2 check it out in the game, and he's like, that's the closest I've seen since I did it. So
I like it a lot.
it is blessing. How far are you getting? Pretty far in it? Or?
So I think the last time I played it, the percentage it said was like 60%.
Sweet. You could get like a couple of like the secrets and bump it up 10%. You know those kind of things work in those open world kind of games.
But yeah, I've been doing the story stuff sparingly. I've been mostly doing all the side stuff. Like I said, I've done the all the Harry Osborn science missions from the rooftops. I did all the demon hideouts. I think was one of the last things I did. I did all the pigeons, the stupid freaking pigeons.
I remember like all of them being easy, and then one just being a son of a bitch.
There was like I want to say 3 where that fucker just like. He could like drift like he was in a Fast and Furious movie. Like he would go around corners like there was no business, and then I'd like completely lose him.
I remember the one where you like go like straight up a skyscraper and he just like dives down the other side.
Yeah,
it reminded me of
Stunt Drivers, man. Was
it Chasing Venom in the Activision Spider-Man, the original one, where you have to chase him or catch up to him, and it was programmed that they were automatically like so far ahead of you. Like you'd see him going really slow, so you could catch up, and then when you'd almost catch up, you'd be like, jump like 6 skyscrapers
like
over.
Deuces.
Yeah, so it's a good thing the webs like worked in the middle of the sky, like on like the 60s Spider-Man, so they had the 60s Spider-Man mechanics to swing that. But it was I don't know. I that's pretty much what I did too. I knocked out all the side stuff as it showed up because they'd be like.
I just don't want to blow through the story. That's my thing. I want to prolong it as long as I can and just kind of.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I did too.
I don't want to platinum it. I mean, that's not my aim.
Yeah,
but I want to unlock and see as much as I possibly can before I complete it. But then again, I have that Game of the Year edition, and that's why it took me so long to get around to playing it because I wanted all the DLC. So I've got the core game, and then there's like the new game plus, and then there's the 2 different DLC expansion packs.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of game to go.
Yeah, it was definitely worth what I paid because I ordered it and it didn't show up, and I don't often care if I don't get something like the day it came out. But I was like, I the day off and plans to play it the day it came out. It just worked out that way. I was going to play it all day until I had to go to work in the evening, and my son was just like stoked on it, and then it didn't show up. So I actually was like pissed off for once that it didn't come because I'm like, yeah, when I don't care, it shows up the day of or even sometimes a day early. But when it seems like when I do care, it's like, oh yeah, it'll be there like the Tuesday after, and you're like,
Yep.
It's been a highly anticipated game, and you pre-ordered it 9 months ago. Now we can't manage to send it to you in time.
The day of.
So I like bitched about it. I actually called and was like, hey, what the fuck? And they're like, oh, sorry. And they like they refunded me and sent it to me and said, oh, enjoy it when it shows up. So I was like,
is that Amazon?
All right. Yeah. Amazon,
sometimes Amazon is your friend. That's happened to me at least twice.
Yeah. It's pretty cool when they do that. So I had no problem buying the DLC, which usually usually I'd at least wait to hear how it is or if it's worth it. And I was like, I feel like I should spend some money on this game. So I just bought the season pass right away. But yeah, excellent. The only thing is like the little side things really didn't need to be in the DLC. I found like then it became like, okay, I just really want to do the story stuff in this part.
Oh, there's more like side stuff they add into it in the DLC. Spoilers.
But there's different ones. They're different style. There's a couple returning characters more annoying in one of the DLCs. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But yeah, it's it's still an amazing game. It was like
Yeah.
one of my
Like
favorite
I'm
games.
digging it. I'm really digging it so far. Like I said, I don't want it to end fast, so that's why I'm like prolonging it as long as I can. Even though I've got this massive damn backlog.
That's why we got the roulette wheel, bro.
Yeah, the roulette.
right here. This answered all our problems.
Spin that wheel.
38 potential games at a time. So at least we can like we can at least skim the top off the mountain, you know, get the little bit of the snow cap off of it.
Yeah. So that's the only thing I've been playing. So what have you been playing?
I just finished Witcher 3 finally.
Damn.
I talked about it a little bit on the game tents, but it's the reason I bought an Xbox One. I bought it about, I think it was like the Friday before Witcher 3 came out, because Witcher 3 was coming out, and it was what sold me. I was like, well, whatever comes out first, Witcher or Batman, I'm buying it. And I put like 120 hours into it. I was doing everything. I was trying to get all the Gwent cards and everything like that. And then I just dropped it like a hot potato for no reason. And I'm pretty sure it's because Batman came out.
Or you just got burned out on a long ass game.
And I was loving it. It was weird. It's like I didn't like the combat a lot, but when I revisited it, I'm like, yeah, it's not as bad as I remember it being. So I don't know. Like I said before, it was like, I don't know, for some reason I had like all my upgrade points. I'd spent like maybe 10, but when I started up my save, there was like 38 or something upgrade points that were just sitting there. I was like, maybe that's why I didn't enjoy the combat. Maybe there's some upgrading.
What was I doing with my life?
Was I saving
my
it for
virtual life?
Yeah, was I gonna like max? Maybe I was gonna max something out and try to get an achievement, and like by maxing out one branch or something. I don't know. So if I did, I messed up that idea because I used them. I was like,
no platinum for you.
Yeah. It was on the Xbox.
Oh, sorry.
But there's no way I'm getting like the 2000 and a 2000. But I think why I jumped back into it, besides the Witcher series being amazing,
which is great.
Yeah, it definitely played a hand in it, because I was like, ooh, because I was recognizing stuff from the game. I'm like, man, I really got to play that again. Like, I was literally at the end game where the guy was like, hey, just come talk to me, and we'll fight. We'll get the bros together, and we'll fight those bros. And then, so I just, I was just like, oh, well, I'll get back to you. And then 4.5 years later, I was like, hey, still want to fight those guys?
Yeah, I guess.
But, I played it all day, and just, I popped a ridiculous amount of achievements that I was like so close to getting. So I was just like, damn, dude. I was really ready to, like, I just needed to play it like one more day, and I was done it. Because this was before, because I think I played this all before the expansions came out. But the expansions are pretty hefty too. So
they need to release an expansion that features that toss a coin to your Witcher song in it somewhere.
Put it in a patch.
Valley of Plenty.
It was pretty. I thought that was Dandelion. That's who I thought that guy was supposed to be. Dandelion from the game.
I've never played it.
But everyone else was.
Should I put that on my roulette wheel list?
Maybe add a 39th one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could beat that in 12 hours, but if you stream that and tried to beat it in 12 hours, I might watch that.
I've only done that once. I did that with Uncharted Lost Legacy. I streamed it all in one sitting.
God damn.
I started playing at like 8 at night, and I didn't beat it until like 4:30 in the next morning.
I was actually considering putting those games on my list, but if I was going to play it, honestly, I'd play the PS4 one like I started. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I disqualified myself from playing those. But I'll still have to play them eventually. Besides that, I've been playing a little bit of other stuff. I beat Phantom Breakers Battlegrounds, which is like a chibi anime beat 'em up, which feels a lot like a cross between the Power Rangers beat 'em up on Super Nintendo with the lanes, where you jump in the different lanes to fight enemies, and a little bit of Scott Pilgrim, because it felt like the awesome beat 'em up mechanics. And when your enemies die, they explode into jewels and coins. So like all about that. It was excessive.
You'll never be able to turn this turn.
Yeah, it was basically, I loved it so much that I was just like, damn, I think Limited Run did release for the PS4 like upgrade version, And I was like, yes, yeah. So
I
I
never
bet
did
you,
buy that one. I don't think.
I bet you it's like $80. But then I looked it up on Amazon, and someone was actually selling it for like what I figure is probably what I would have spent buying it and paying for the shipping. So I was like, I'll try it out. So yeah, I'll probably be eating it again sometime later this year. But it was pretty good. Pretty good. I think it was like 8 or 9 levels, and a ton of characters. I think there's 4 characters to start with, and then when you play through it, they level up, kind of like RPG elements. There, where you pick the different moves and stuff you want, and the more jewels. I think the jewels are what levels you up. I don't know what the coins do. I haven't seen anywhere to spend the coins. Maybe the coins help.
Buy
I don't know.
things.
Yeah, because I didn't see any like shops. But it was a lot of fun, and I bought it forever ago. I swear I spent like $2 on it. When you like buy a Microsoft card and you got like $2, $3 left after you like for the reason you bought it, because I don't like put my credit card on that kind of shit because addiction.
There's problems.
Yeah, that's like having your the crack house have your credit card number. Probably not a good idea if you're a crackhead.
Don't do that.
Yeah, pretty much. It's called us crackheads. That's what we're here for. It's not a support group; it's an enabler group.
Yep. Hence the title.
The whole show is based on our enabling of each other's hobbies.
Yeah.
And it's, oh man, I don't know if I should buy this, and we're just always the devil on the shoulder. Like, you probably should. Oh, the bumper's falling off my car. Get some tape.
Get some tape. Yeah.
Yourself.
The Ghostbusters remaster just came out. Hello.
Buy it on all 3. Buy it on all 3 consoles.
Everything.
Yeah. So that's another one I played. I played Bullet Soul, which is like a shmup game, and it was awesome. I liked it a lot. It's one of those ones where all the ships play differently enough that you want to try them all out and play through the game separately as them. So I did that, and then I bought Bullet Soul Infinite Burst. I liked it so much, and turns out that's basically like the same exact game with different modes, same characters, same levels, and it bummed me out because I was kind of thinking it was like I should have read, but I was all like, that was fun, I want more, and so I bought another one, and it was the original game had like 4 or 5 modes that you could choose from. This one had a couple of the same ones and then like 3 more, and I was like, the new ones are fun, but couldn't that have just been a DLC, not a $15 other game? Bruh. But anyway, it was fun enough. I played through with all the characters again because $15 is $15. But besides that, not a whole lot.
It's more to me.
I started. I actually bought for my daughter's birthday, which was last weekend. I bought Just Dance 2020 because she's been talking about it. She's talking
the
about
one with Baby Shark in it.
I don't probably. Probably, honestly, I don't know. It's got a Frozen sticker right on the front, so I'm like, can't wait. Well,
You're in trouble.
I accidentally found out that I'm awesome at these games, and I wish I didn't find that out. But
is this by using Wiimote or is this using the Kinect?
No, the Kinect. I bought it for the Xbox One.
That's a whole other kind of
Yeah, like it sees me dance and goes, "Damn, bro, you good."
Jason got rhythm.
Have some points. How Jason got his groove back.
Yeah. Oh.
But it was so, like I got a couple for like clearance at Walmart a couple of years ago, like 3 of them, and then the kids loved them. They would watch YouTube videos of the dances and just dance along, and I was like, all right, it's a video game, so they're cheap. When I got it, and I was like, yeah, I can use my Kinect for making the reason I bought it for the 360. So the 360 was in the living room, and then this year it comes out on Xbox One, PS4, and the original Wii and Switch. But I was like, so they can make the original Wii version still, but they can't make the 360 version still.
Wii version. There's still Wii games being made in 2020.
It's the official last game to be made for the Wii.
Wow.
I heard. So I'm like, bro, better pick it up. It's gonna be rare.
Yeah, it's like that NCAA game or whatever it was.
Well, like I'm going for a full Wii set or anything. No,
yeah.
nah. I don't need that much shovelware, but
No.
I'll get the good stuff, and that stuff can stay behind. I have a bunch of them just kind of accumulated for the Wii, but I've never actually played it with the Wiimote. I mean, I don't know. I want to see my own silhouette while I dance.
Silhouette
Silhouette
with the bullets.
So the only one I had to get where it was like I want to purchase it was Just Dance 4 because it's got the goddamn Ghostbusters song on it, and that was my kid's favorite. My youngest, he's 2 now. From the time he could like make a sound to let me know that he wanted to listen to that again, was like it was on 4 times a day. So we got that game. Actually, I bought it on the way home from Midwest Gaming Classic last year, and we popped it in. Of course,
You didn't spend enough money at the con.
No, I spent like $2 on it on the way home, and I pop it in. We play Ghostbusters, and I'd seen it so many times that I got like perfect score on it. And I was
You knew the moves already.
I was like, come on, it's Ghostbusters.
What's the proton pack?
What
do they call the proton? Oh, seriously? I was right.
Yeah,
I guess I was right.
Or you could be Slimer too, but yeah, you run around and go do 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 do. It's pretty good, isn't it? Waldo agrees. So it was a time. None of them are on my profile, or else I'd have like crazy achievements for that game, I'm sure. Don't act like you ain't proud of me. Don't shame me. It's the last thing I'm sharing with you if you're gonna laugh at me.
I'm a judgy bitch.
I'll just mute my microphone for the rest of the podcast. We'll be Charlie Chaplin. But yeah, so played a little bit of that. That's about it. But the games have been rolling in, as we've said, faster than we've been able to play them. What kind of stuff are you? I mean, you often show me, but the audience hasn't seen it. What's some cool crap you've acquired?
So I got my yearly bonus from work last week, and with that comes games.
Yeah.
So I didn't go crazy like I normally do. I actually on my YouTube channel. Oh yeah. Don't see? Now it's my turn to get shamed. If on my YouTube channel, I've been doing these video game collection live streams, and when I was doing my PlayStation 2 console, I kept on saying there was certain games I had in my collection for that console that I would rather have for the Xbox. Absolutely. So I basically made that my mission for this bonus, was to like get all those games that I was talking about getting for the Xbox and getting rid of my PlayStation 2 versions. So I kind of did that.
Sweet. I think a couple of them I'm going to buy off you. Midwest Gaming Classic.
Yeah.
You need to make me a catalog, and I'll order like Sears. I want that one. I'll circle them. Print it out.
So yeah, I did. I'm not going to show them, but I picked up like Robotech was a Battle Cry, and I swapped out my copy of Gun on the original Xbox for the 360 version. I did the same with King Kong, the Peter Jackson King Kong.
Yeah, you mentioned that you bought it on that original Xbox.
Yeah, I showed it off in the PlayStation 2 collection video that I had King Kong, and then I said I want this I'd rather have this for the Xbox. So I went and bought the Xbox version, and then as I was doing the Xbox collection video, I was like, you know what? I just found out there's a 360 version of this. Guess what I just bought? Yeah, today, actually, I bought it.
I think you did that with Gun, too, wasn't it?
Gun, I just had it for the Xbox, and I just bought the 360 version.
Yeah, I remember you saying, like, didn't you say you bought it, and then you found out the same thing with that? Like,
yeah.
Basic, same idea, and you're like, damn it.
Yeah.
I gotta start looking into shit. Well.
And the same thing happened with, I think it was Just Cause 2. No, the original Just Cause. I had bought the Xbox version, then realized there was a 360 version of it. I was like, son of a bitch.
Well, I'm the other way around, because I didn't even know there was an original Xbox version. I've only got the 360. Yeah, I don't have the King Kong for the 360 collection.
It's actually a pretty fun game. I remember it's really short. I think I beat it in like 4 hours because I rented it from Blockbuster when it first came out, and played through it in 4 hours, but I wasn't sad because it was a fun 4 hours.
I got it for GameCube, I believe, so. But I got to pop those easy achievements. I've always heard that's a really easy achievement game for like
That's exactly what it's going to be for me when I get around to playing it again. It's just,
which is especially surprising for me that I don't have it, because I would have used it for my world record when I did it. But
there you go.
I think when I looked it up, it was like, I don't know if I want to pay, like, at the time it was going for like $25, and I was like,
nah,
I don't know that badly. I'll just buy 3 extra sports games to make up for it.
Jesus. But I didn't just buy those types of upgrades or sidestep things. I don't know what you would call that, but I did buy a couple of other things I did not have in my collection. And like Musty Hobbit kind of had given up on YouTube for a little while to do nothing but Twitch streaming.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, I want to say like 3 weeks ago, he released a random review of an Xbox game of Cyanide.
The Xboxer shorts?
Yes,
Isn't
the
that called
Xboxer briefs.
Yeah, Xboxer briefs. That's what it is.
And he did a review of Cyanide, and I thought it looked pretty awesome. It's a twin stick shooter.
Yeah, it does look cool.
And
I gotta get it myself.
And the story looks beyond bizarre and twisted and stuff like that. So I made it an effort to find a copy of this, and it's an Xbox exclusive, so that's awesome too.
Nice. I love the original Xbox too, but my collection isn't like tiny, but I still consider it pathetic compared to my 360 collection. I don't know. It's not like I probably would rather, like you, I'd probably rather a lot of the games on the original Xbox. I'd probably go more for just the exclusives, but yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag around here of what I find. Like, I can't there's not just lots of stores and shit for me to go out and look at, but
well, that's the one thing that Half Price Books that I talk about all the time on my channel that I go to. The one thing they are always lacking is like the original Xbox. They have like 6 shelves of PlayStation 2 games and like a half a shelf dedicated to original Xbox. So whenever I get Xbox stuff, it's either at these other like resale shops that I have near me, or I have to get them off eBay, or I get them at this new retro store that I discovered. That's where I got a lot of the ones that I wanted to repurchase from the PS2. Yeah, I had a lot of them. They were dirt cheap, and I was like, yeah, damn right, I'm buying them.
God damn. Yeah, I wish we had stores like that around here. Live in the little shitty town. Managed to get a decent collection without having to order too much online, but that also is why I go pretty crazy when I go to cons and stuff like that.
See, I find the cheap shit by me. I never find expensive stuff.
Yeah, like I don't really like to shell out, so that's why I don't order a lot. I order out, like, sometimes you can catch people slipping still, so it's cool to buy a complete game for disc only prices and shit. Sometimes you gotta sift through the crap, but you'll find some cool stuff.
But I don't buy expensive stuff locally normally, like at least in person, unless I'm at the convention.
We get them deals. That's why.
I know, but I found something at a local store.
What?
I only buy complete in-box cartridge games and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So, since you do that, it basically triples the price of the game loose.
Or octuple.
And yeah, this was very expensive. And luckily I had a lot of trade bait.
You crazy.
Yeah. So I didn't pay full price that they were asking for it, but
awesome.
I had this as a kid. I bought it discounted. I think it was clearanced at the local KB Toys.
Damn.
And I never read the comic. I'd never seen the cartoon. I had a couple of the action figures because they had clearance those, I think, about a week before, which is why this got on my radar.
Sweet. Yeah, I used to watch the show didn't last very long.
No, it was like
I think it's got like one season. Yeah.
Yeah, and the comic book didn't last for less. I think it lasted for less than a year.
I liked the show a lot.
I need to watch it if I can find it.
I mean, I didn't have a game console back when that was out, but I love both games. I love the NES game and I love the arcade game.
The arcade game is rad.
I beat the arcade game last year actually, and it was one of the most fun ones I've played so far on there. So.
But back in the day, this was like my diamond in the rough for my friends because no one had this game. No one knew about this game because it was not something that was popular for a license.
Well, I knew like a bunch of my friends liked it. It was like an alternative to Ninja Turtles 24/7. So, because it was around the same time. Because that's, they tried making a show of every animal with some kind of weird side thing. Throw a dart at 2 dartboards. Oh, they're cows, but they're also cowboys. All right, that's cowboy
cleverness. But yeah, like sort of like Mega Man, I guess it's a platformer, but it's really fun. I played the shit out of it. Everyone complains about how hard this game is. Honestly, I never felt it was hard, except maybe 2 levels in it back in the day.
I've never beat it, but I always
It was one of the few games that I did
off,
beat back then.
but
I didn't beat many games as a kid, but this was one of them.
It's definitely not Mega Man hard, that's for sure.
No.
Like play style, I would say, yeah, it's like it plays kind of a lot like
People
Mega
talk
Man.
about it now like it's a Battletoads game,
yeah.
and
That's
I'm like, no, I remember not being that hard as a kid.
Unless you get yeah.
I never beat Battletoads as a kid, but I beat Bucky O'Hare.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
and then I'm a big fan of repros. So I got my buddy Shantendo64 on the Instagram is constantly making repros and selling them through one of his profiles over there. So I picked up this game called Layla.
Woot.
And it's like half platformer and half shmup.
I remember I was going to ask what the hell that was.
Yeah, I asked. He put a picture of it up on his Instagram profile, and I just asked him like, "What kind of a game is it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's a half of like a Mega Man style platformer, and the other half of the game is like a shmup."
Okay, I was going to say like the cover tells you nothing for all you know. It's like
even if you look at the Japanese cover, it tells you nothing. It looks like just the anime girl.
Yeah,
but I mean, you can see kind of what it looks like on the back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
But yeah, I was like for $40 or whatever he was asking for it. I was just like, why not?
Decent.
So I picked it up. I haven't played it yet, but
try it out. Take a chance. Cool.
So
well, you'll have to let me know how it is once you play it. Maybe I'll look at it.
And then there's that one that I know you're going to talk about, so I'm going to keep it to the side over here.
Yeah, I think everyone knows what I'm going to talk about for as far as a new release.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I did a trade with our buddy Nintendo.
Yeah.
And
bring your YouTube channel back.
Yeah, he is. I think we finally.
Remember, he asked a question about it like a week or two ago. He's like, "You guys really want me to make videos again?" I'm like, yeah.
No, we're trolling you. Like, make videos. We need something new to laugh at or something. Like,
yeah.
Come on, we'll have to have him on the show. Actually, like
I would think that would be amazing.
Yeah, we're going to do guests in the future, but anyway. So the best thing I think I got from him was Arcus Odyssey. I didn't even trade him games for this. I actually traded him a Millennium Falcon Lego set. I got that and a other stack of cool ass games.
I saw the Facebook post where he posted the price of that, and I was like, "Holy shit!"
It was pretty decent. A decent haul for an extra Millennium Falcon. But I gotta be bummed out. I don't have a backup Millennium Falcon if mine bites the dust.
Unless Harrison Ford shows up at your house and throws it on the ground and goes, "Whoops!"
Like on Conan.
Yeah,
you guys like time my.
Oh,
it took me both. What was it, like 200 hours to put together?
Oh,
whoa! And he throws it behind him. And I think we just heard a gunshot from backstage. And as far as like I was saying, locally, there's no. Like I find the same things. Like when I find a bundle of the system PS2 stuff. It's almost like we sold a bundle of like 10 of the same game to everybody in town. And they didn't bother looking at the rest of the library. So, especially with the more games you get, it's harder to find shit you don't have. It's become really, really tough to find anything around here. And I actually found 3 games I've been really wanting. They were actually going to be on my to look out for list at MGC this year. And that's the 3 Fatal Frames. I wanted these for a long time. I've only briefly played the first one. What's that?
I have 2 of them.
Which one are you missing?
I have the first one for the Xbox, and I have the third one for the PS2. I'm missing part 2.
Well, the first one is on my roulette list, so hopefully I can get to that right away.
Now, come on, play it now.
And the last one I'm going to talk about is one I've been stoked on since hearing about it, because it's a lot along the lines of the Resident Evil wish I've had, that they would remake 3 before this console generation's out, so I can have 0 to 7 on the same console. Shelf. So, that
collector OCD.
The dream has come true, and I finally have the Yakuza Remastered Collection. As do you, and it completes my set.
It is. I don't know.
I like it even comes with the PS3 case, like a.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put this on my shelf or not. I don't think so.
My PS3 is like maxed. I think I can fit one more game.
I don't want to waste. I don't want to waste a valuable shelf space with an empty case.
Yeah,
I'm already doing that with my fake. What is it? Retro City Rampage for the PSP.
Yeah, what's behind me might not be behind me for very much longer because I got a pretty small game room and it's floor to ceiling games, and I am maxed out on space to the point where I basically had to exile almost all my collectibles to make room for more shelves. So that's what I mean. I think
Time to turn that garage into a game room.
No, because meth heads breaking a lot of break-ins in the garages around here. So
okay,
that's what keeps me from having. I want it set up like the.
But it's Canada, guy, aren't they? Don't you just leave your front door unlocked all the time?
Well, yeah, but they break into the garage because it's a challenge.
Oh,
It's like,
we're gonna break into your garage because we're not gonna break into your house.
Yeah, I wanted. We're respectable. We're respectable.
Yeah,
we'll steal
respectable crackhead.
And so anyway, I want it set up like the foot hangout from the first Ninja Turtle movie, but it's not.
Are you gonna have Sam Rockwell in there too, going like, "Oh, it's over on Landman Island."
Regular or menthol? Dude, I don't smoke. I don't know how many times I have to tell you that. So yeah, and the skateboard ramps, even though I don't skateboard, go in there and hurt myself. No one's looking.
You have a Bad Dudes Arcade Cab in there.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, I've already got some arcade cabs, and speaking of making rooms,
Yeah, you do.
Street Fighter 2 is going to be going up there to hang out with Terminator 2. So it's going to be a pretty cool hangout, but I don't want to keep the actual games out there. That's the only thing I don't want.
Those things are too heavy for crackheads to carry.
Well, I don't know. Just give them extra crap. You can
have meth head strength. Like, they drink their Red Balls. And Red Balls gave me wings.
Yeah. So, it's something that's going to happen. I want it to be kind of a setup, almost like a rec room for my family, but I also got, be able to have my shop set up where I can work on consoles and stuff again, like I used to. Whenever I got a console, I'd open it, clean it out. If it was a NES, I'd disable the 10NES chip, so didn't get the flashing. Games work more often.
Nice.
And stuff like that. So, I was also starting to do like custom painting and stuff like that. But anyway. Hopefully that comes up soon. Yeah. That's about all for my notable pickups. I got some more, but I might actually start doing some pickup videos again.
Yay!
Some videos again. This is one of the reasons for the show is to get more content for the channel, because I seem to have these months of dormancy where I'm like, I'm so behind, I don't even know where to start. But I seem to be pretty consistent with podcasting, so at least I can do that.
Yeah.
So there is hope. What's another thing we like a lot? It's game related. We play games to escape from reality, but what's the best way to escape from reality? Virtual reality.
Oh, that
stuff. Yeah. So we like to have a little bit of a VR kind of segment on the show. Mm-hmm. And this time we wanted to bring up our favorite PSVR game we've got so far, and that is Blood and Truth. Yeah. Picked that up as soon as it came out because I had to.
Well, I owe playing PSVR because of you picking me up that unit out by you and sending it to me.
Hell yeah!
So I probably still wouldn't have one.
Deals. It's awesome. I keep seeming to find it because I hooked up church too. And
yeah, we got Chicago. You suck.
Yeah, around here, it's like people try it. They get like one game, like, bored of it. Like there's so many games to try on it, but
I need crack money because I need to rob Jason's house.
but they're like, they're like, I don't know, $120. You're like,
I was like, yeah, for that price, yeah.
I'm not even suggesting other games you could try. Hell yeah, get rid of that shit. So yeah, that I like to spread the word of VR. I'm a VR ambassador. And,
yes, and prime example of an enabler brother.
Enabler brother all the way.
That was what I meant to say. That was what I meant to say at the beginning. We should explain the name.
I think, that's well, I did a bit. That's what we were here to do. We're the devil on each other's shoulder. That's always like, hey, get that game.
You do that.
Don't think about it.
Treat yourself.
Do it. Treat yourself.
Do now. Come on.
You deserve it. Yeah. we're back. We got each other's back as long as it's buying that plastic crack. Pretty much. That's going to be the tagline.
Word.
So yeah, Blood and Truth is like a lot of the VRs actually come with the demo disc, the PSVR Worlds, and on there was a London Heist?
London Heist.
And it's basically a full game that's like that mission was. It's like a
how long would you say it was? Like maybe like 2 hours?
2 hours, the London Heist?
Yeah.
Yeah, that or even shorter maybe.
Yeah.
They're those are all basically more like tech demo thing.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun, but this
it was great.
It like took that and just built upon it like exponentially.
Yeah, it was like the extended cut.
Yeah, everything just feels natural. Like you already know what you're doing. It doesn't need to be hold your hand or anything. You move around pretty freely for not, even if you don't have the 3D rudder or whatever the thing's called. It's pretty sweet. The gunplay is like perfect. The way you reload, the way and it makes you do like everything too. It's like it's not like press square and climb here.
This
like
ladder,
you have to climb yourself, or you have to swim. There's a part where you're like climbing on the outside of a like construction site, and you're climbing on the little pieces of rebar and shit.
Yeah, and you got to do like a little side hand crossover stuff to
there's a few times where you're like,
that was, I think that was one of the things that impressed me the most. Is it was like it made it more immersive because it made you do all that kind of stuff that normally was just a button press in a standard game.
Yeah, it was one of those games that I was so immersed I just lost track of all time, and I meant to just like check it out real quick and then I'll play it later, and I put it on like after I got home from work one night, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was like, but I just want to check this out, it looks so cool. And I played through the whole thing in one sitting and was like, took it off and realized how sweaty my forehead was. That was on a while, and then I looked at my phone. I'm like, oh, good thing I did that, because I have to wake up the kids in 15 minutes and get them ready for school. So I was pretty tired that day. Luckily, I didn't have to do a lot of driving around because I might have fallen asleep at the wheel. But it was, it was that fun that I had to just keep going on it. And I'm getting better at that. I mean, I often lose track of time while playing, but not to that extent, or feel like I have to keep playing this nonstop. It just felt like 2 hours or something that I played it, but it was more like 7 hours.
Yeah.
And I loved every minute of it. I can't even think of anything that I really complain about.
I had a couple of glitchy things happen to me while I was playing it, but other than that, I didn't have any problems. Like my gun, my hands stopped working. At some point. Well, no, it's like, like how you had to reload your guns was like do that hand motion.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I did it once, and then my hand stayed down there, even though I had my move controllers up in the air, like right in front of my face.
You reloaded too hard. You broke your character's wrist.
Yeah, basically. I gave my wrist whiplash.
You just you bastard.
And I ended up having to like reboot the game, and it was fine after that. But outside of that, I didn't really have any problems. But
yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I did the exact opposite of you. I actually had to stop myself playing it so I wouldn't play it all through in one sitting because I wanted to extend it. I
mean, speaking of extending it, I think they've patched in some like trials and stuff like that, like little mini game kind of
stuff. The only complaint I had was like when that area where you have like the target practicing and you can like repaint your guns and all that kind of stuff and switch your guns out for what you found in the game so far. There was like nothing else to do. Yeah, that would have been a great hub to like do some like little mini missions or something. So I thought if they did DLC, that would have been a great place to.
So I think they had it on. I haven't revisited it since they did that, but I am due to do that. The more I talk about this game, the more I want to play it. So
yeah,
definitely.
And it's not long. It's obviously not that long. It's maybe 6-7 hours long.
Yeah, if you've been on the fence about it, check it out. It is by far my favorite experience out of about 35 games I think I own physically for the VR itself. It's by hands down my favorite. There's some other really cool games. I'm not saying the other games are fast, but by far it's my favorite.
Yeah, it's the one that I mean, like, I love a lot of the VR games that I've played so far. But I mean, like, when you want to talk about one that really takes advantage of the VR format, that's like the top notch. That's like the bar that everything has to
Yeah, it's gotta strive for it,
Yeah.
definitely.
And
I
I'm
mean-
hoping we get a sequel at some point. I really do.
Yeah, I'm basically starving for something even samey.
Yeah.
Something like
Where
it.
are the inevitable rip-offs that
Yeah, there's not too many that I have given me like motion sickness or anything. The weirdest ones, like Robinson the Journey, made me
I
pretty
don't
busy.
have that one.
I had to play it for probably about an hour and a half before I really started to get it, but there was a couple points where playing that where I was just like, ugh, it's time to take a break. And then Resident Evil 7, I actually had to take gravel to play. I messed with the all the different movement things
like
and
the
all
sensitivity.
that sensitivities and all that kind of stuff, and the turning, you can make it like 90-degree turn.
Mhm.
That's what messed me up, because I'd be looking at something and then I'd turn the rest of my body, but then it would turn it like super fast, like, and I was like and yeah, so to the point where I'd have to take it off and then just lay down. Like, good thing I play on a couch, not like a not like a gaming chair, because I had like literally lay there and be like, I am going to throw
Yeah,
up.
I haven't played part 7 yet. I'm kind of afraid to. I watched Musty Hobbit stream some of it.
It's a fun game.
Yeah, I intentionally did not watch his final stream so it wouldn't get ruined for me.
Good call. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I haven't actually beat it myself either, but
I wish I taped my brother or filmed my brother playing Super Hot, because I stood there and watched that game break my brother's brain. Like his brain just could not process what he was seeing, because I kept on saying, "Oh."
Everyone says it's like John Wick the game, but I'm like, it's more like Matrix.
Matrix.
Yeah, it's Matrix.
Yeah, it's like that construct training area in the Matrix.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly the first thing that came to mind.
Quit trying to hit me and hit me.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so that was another excellent one. So definitely we'll be revisiting more that we like, maybe not even ones that both of us have played, to discuss in future episodes. But yeah,
but it was unanimous that we had to talk about Blood and Truth.
Definitely. Speaking of some game pickups, I picked up a couple of new ones lately. Not sure. I played a few of these. They're kind of hit and miss, but Heavy Fire Red Shadow.
Is that just another first-person shooter?
Yeah, it's like a gallery shooter.
Is it kind of like that Operation Warcade?
No, it's maybe kind of like an updated version, because it was basically like Operation Wolf, where you could like lean into the screen.
Yeah.
But it's more of like a Time Crisis,
Okay.
like it moves you on rails like shooter kind of thing. Kind of like Rambo, but hopefully better.
Still gotta play it.
Oh, you will. You will.
Oh god.
And then I picked up another one that just looked cool, and it was on sale for some reason. I had to import it, but that is Syndrome. Oh, sounds like I gotta
Gotta open that shit.
Gotta open it. And it's
Is that a horror game?
Yeah, it's a horror game. Syndrome takes the genre back to its terrifying roots as players wake up in a deserted spaceship.
See, this is pure enabler brother moment where I'm like, right after we're done with this, I'm probably going to pre-order it or go online and order it.
Gonna have to get it, bro.
Do it, bro. Do it, brah. Come on, brah.
That's what we do. Ba-ding, ba-ding.
Honk, honk.
That's what we're all about, enabling each other, showing us cool, talking about cool stuff that the other might have missed. Sales, we try to save each other money, but also make each other spend money, because that's what it's all. That's the name of the game.
Jason's trying to send me to the poorhouse.
Join
Chris,
me.
how come you living on the streets? I had to protect the games.
Yeah, definitely. But speaking of like cool games that a lot of people don't seem to know about, there's this game coming out Valentine's Day called Dreams. And I mentioned it to you, and you hadn't heard about it.
Nope.
And I mentioned it to Church also, and he only briefly heard about it from the Easy Allies podcast. But it's a game where you basically just make any kind of game you want. And I hadn't heard barely anything. I had heard of it, but what I saw of it didn't really explain that it's like a development game where you can mold what you're making. You can just create anything. You can use
it's Sony's Mario Maker.
Yeah, like to the next level.
Yeah.
So you can make whatever kind of game you want. You can make a racing game, a shooter, a platformer.
I'm all about it.
Dating sim, I guess. I don't know. But what would it be like Weird Science? You could create the.
I'm not putting a bra on my head.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway,
Not happening, brah.
Was that a pun? Because you just said "brah."
I can be clever too sometimes.
Sweet. Yeah. So it looks amazing. If you haven't seen any of that, look at it. Look it up. It's made by the same people who made Tearaway and the Little Big Planet games.
Little Big Planet,
But
yeah.
speaking,
Which were kind of game development type games, also, weren't they?
yeah, you could create your own levels
And share them online.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is that to the next level. That seems to be what they're good at. So I have high hopes for it. I checked it out. Maybe we'll make each other games and swap them or some crap.
That'd be awesome.
Kind of like we were going to do with RPG Maker, but it seems to get pushed back like
Over and over and over.
They push it back 6 months every 5 months. So that
Yeah.
it's coming out next month. Oh, no,
Now it's not coming out till 2024.
Yeah. Still coming out on PS4. It'll be like that Just Dance 2020 coming out.
Yep, it'll be the last official game that comes
Like-
out for that generation.
Well, come on, they'll be like, man, they're still making games.
PS6 will be out.
Yeah. So yeah, it was it was just kind of one of those ones that like seems to sneak up, and I don't want it to get lost in the shuffle because
Yeah.
it looked really.
Yeah, when you brought it up, when you texted me about it, I was just like, what?
Yeah, it comes out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's why I was like, I want to get the word out about it. It looks cool.
And as Arnold would say,
Do it now. Come on.
And we follow game stuff pretty close. So when one of us misses it, that's a big thing. But if both of us miss it,
yeah.
that's huge.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
huge with a Y. Huge.
huge. Yeah. So we like other stuff besides games too.
A little bit.
I
Little
like
bit.
Terminator a lot. So I had to pick up that new Terminator movie, and I'm a Steelbook slut. Hashtag Steelbook slut. Had to get the Steelbook.
That's pretty awesome, though. I will admit, we don't have that one out here by me.
Oh, look, they're friends.
I just picked up the 4K version.
You know what? That's okay. That's okay. This one's 4K also, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like I said, Steelbook slut. Not usually for movies that much because they don't seem to do it as often. But there's some movies I'm going to buy again. Like I'm going to buy the Ghostbusters Steelbooks they put out a little bit ago that got like cool art all over them.
I know that Scream Factory and Shout Factory have been re-releasing some of their movies in steelbooks, like Big Trouble in Little China and stuff like that.
Yeah,
The John Carpenter films.
I've got a couple. I've got probably maybe like 5. I got a Scarface one.
Yeah, I got the Scarface one too.
Scarface. You gotta have it in a tin-filled case. Yeah, but for the games though, like I love. I'll pick up a steelbook of a game I already have just because it's a steelbook, and if I find it cheap enough, can't help myself.
But we wanted to bring up Terminator Dark Fate because we're going to do like a home video recommendation segment on the show, and this recently came out on home video.
It seems to be getting a lot more hate than it deserves, so that's why I think we wanted to talk more about it. Like,
yeah,
I'm a huge Terminator fan, so I'm automatically going to like it more than
the average person.
Some people.
Yeah.
And I'm not also super hard on movies, but I think that this movie has gotten a lot more hate than it really. Like some people are just refusing to see it without even.
Well, I want to say Genesis. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed Genesis.
Yeah.
I liked some of the ideas in it. It wasn't great.
No.
But it wasn't terrible. I was looking forward to another one in that series because that was what they were setting up, was like a trilogy of films, and that's why it had cliffhangers.
That's the second time they've done that too, because the Salvation was supposed to be a Future War trilogy, and that failed. And I didn't hate that movie that much. That's the only one I can say I legit don't own because I don't like it. There's definitely a lot of problems with it. Like,
I wish it had the original ending.
As in the Future War didn't look like the Future War you'd seen in any of the other movies.
Yeah.
Since there was only like one night scene in the whole movie, and
they made it look like there was no sun in that world.
Yeah, like everything's.
They even kind of did that at the beginning of Dark Fate, also, when they showed the Terminators coming out of the water, and it was like still light out.
So come on, Terminators can go to the beach too, bro.
Yeah, they want tan.
Yeah,
even though it just reflects off them, they're their own little sunlight mirror.
They got there.
But I mean, when it comes to like Salvation, I wish they left the original ending in, because the one that's in the movie I thought was pretty awful.
Yeah.
Where like the robot that is what's that? What was that character's name that Avatar guy played? Marcus,
I think it was.
He basically took John Connor's skin and put it on himself and pretended it was John Connor from that point on.
Yeah, he gave him his heart.
Because John Connor dies. John Connor gets killed at the end of the movie. The Terminator, the Arnold Terminator kills him.
It punches him in the heart.
Yeah, and basically, in order to keep the rebellion alive, the Marcus robot peels his fake skin off and takes John Connor's skin and puts it on himself.
Yeah, something like that.
Or has John Connor's skin grafted like with a machine that puts the skin on you. He has it done to him so he can continue being John Connor, keeping the resistance alive.
Yeah, I thought it was really weird.
Yeah, but then the whole thing, like, I'll give you my random heart that I have in my robot body.
Yeah,
keep you alive. I was like, what?
Yeah, it was totally messed up. Like I said, I can usually even enjoy parts of it. Like, some people will just hate a whole movie because they didn't like a scene.
Yeah,
I can be like, I can still enjoy part of a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's the way I say
some movies.
I see Genesis.
But then there's movies like 3 is the only one is probably my least favorite out of all of them. Where I don't think I've ever ran as fast as I've run in my entire life as the day that it premiered across the border.
Mm-hmm.
And I just hauled ass because it was starting in like 10 minutes and it's a pretty long walk. And I ran like Usain Bolt probably wouldn't have been able to catch up to me. It was like, new Terminator, I've been waiting since Terminator 2. And I was just full bore, like just going. Like, I'm surprised my shoes weren't smoking when I got there. And I saw it in the theater and I was like, oh, that was awesome. I loved it. And then like when it came out on DVD, I was like, is this the same fucking movie? I don't know. I like it. It seemed like it was making a joke of itself. Like everything seemed to be like a tongue-in-cheek joke to it.
Yeah, that was my issue with it too. It's like humor, slapsticky humor does not belong in a Terminator movie.
Yeah, and it just seemed
cocked to the hand.
I mean, anything where time travel's involved, you're supposed to like be more forgiving. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're accepting the time travel, you got to accept some other things.
Well, it's a movie about time traveling robots, so
yeah. But
I mean, I enjoy it. It's just that it just felt like they were trying to one up Terminator 2 every chance they got.
It's the greatest movie of all time. How are you going to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just happy they keep trying because, like,
yeah, we're still getting Terminator movies.
I feel that same way. Like, you're never going to beat Terminator 2, but I'm glad you're trying. And this one, I'll say, is definitely my third favorite out of all of them.
Terminator 2.
So, yeah,
I 4K and in 3D.
What? I still need to get that one because I imported one and it said it was going to work, and it did not work.
When you're buying those things off of eBay, you really got to read the fine print.
I bought it off Amazon, and then
really?
Amazon, it was not what it said it was when it showed up.
Well, you might want to wait until MGC. You might be getting a little gift.
Okay. This weekend. You're excited, aren't you, bud?
Oh, he's jacking himself off back there, man.
Stop it. It's a semi-family friendly show. Oh, I just want to get taken off YouTube anyway. Speaking of
demonetized, bitch.
Speaking of other movies I saw lately, and another sequel. I know it's a sequel to a movie you didn't like the original of, but got Zombieland Double Tap. And I liked it. I liked it a lot, actually. It didn't seem like, a lot of, like, especially comedy movies seem to, like, copy the same formula, do the same jokes over again.
Too.
Yeah. Well, fuck. They made the same movie 3 times and no one noticed.
Yeah.
Except for anyone who, like, I don't know, noticed. They got away. Yeah, I stopped watching after the second one. But
so did I.
The third one was the same thing again. Apparently,
I didn't watch. I never saw the third one because I hated the second one so much.
Yeah, I never bothered. I'm like, this is exactly. Yeah, it's like Austin Powers, but like the third time, there's the exact same jokes from the first one.
Yeah, just repeated over. How many times can you watch that? I'm hiding the penis behind things joke.
Yeah, it was. I saw the third one only once.
Yeah, same here.
I saw it in the theater, and I slept on my couch. And I slept wrong, and I couldn't turn my head, so I only saw like half the movie, but it was enough to be like, "This sucks."
Yeah, best part of that movie is the thing with Tom Cruise in the beginning, like the fake Austin movie.
Yeah,
that's the only thing in that movie worth watching.
And I hate Beyonce, so there was another reason to watch it.
Come on, sugar.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't handle it. I don't know. I don't get it. Like
You don't like the bear?
people
What?
when people like music I don't like, I can usually be like, well, it's not what I like, but I can see why you do. Beyonce, I can't see why you do. The hardest and lowest point of my entire life was one time I had to take a out of town trip with my wife and her sister put on a Beyonce CD, and I had to listen to the whole thing, and it was the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my entire life. I've had some shitty things happen to me in my life, and that was the biggest ordeal I ever had to overcome.
Thanks, Beyonce.
Yeah. If I ever get diagnosed with depression, I'll know that where it rooted, and that is where it's so sad.
It's because of Becky with the good hair.
Sometimes I just think about it, and I'm just like, just ruins my day. But can't have a bad time when we're on the Super Enabler Bros show. So
No, can't talk about the depressing stuff. It's all happy times, happy.
But yeah, they brought the same characters back, but like I said, they didn't do the same kind of stuff with it. It was there's some upgrades to it. They did, they followed some of the same, the rules and all this kind of stuff, and had new jokes. It wasn't the same crap. They still had like zombie kill of the month and whatever, but I don't know. That part was funny. It wasn't like every 5 seconds or something like some other movies. And the story was cool. The way it ended was cool. There was some good gore. So the zombie part held up too. And I'm not going to say what it is, but stick around after the credits because that might be my favorite part of the whole thing. It was excellent.
I'll watch it on Netflix.
All right. Yeah, give it a try.
I haven't seen that. I only saw the first one in the theater the one time, and I've never watched it again.
Give it a chance. I didn't even know there was that.
But a little late, isn't it? Though?
What?
Isn't that movie a little bit late? Maybe like 5 years too late.
Nah, they're not pretending they're the same age or anything.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, like you would think that, like when it comes to like a sequel to a popular movie, like you want to keep the ball rolling.
Well, I mean, a lot of their Emma Stone.
Yeah, they kind of blew up.
They blew up. We're making other movies, so I guess they had to get everyone back together. Oh no, the writers wrote, I think it was one of the Marvel movies or something.
They did. Well, the director made Venom.
Yeah, I don't think it was that. Maybe it was that.
I think he used Venom as like clout to be like, I finally want to get this movie off the ground. Can we please do it now?
Yeah, maybe that's what it was, because I remember something for the Marvel universe. Anyway, maybe it was Venom.
Yeah.
They wrote it or something, and they were putting all the research in. Now we can make second Zombieland. So glad that happened, because it turned out it was. I don't expect a lot from sequels, honestly. I mean, it's not as bad as it used to be. We were like, wow, they really just wanted more money, and they didn't want to.
Didn't try.
Seems like a year later, another one comes out, and you're like, well, I wish.
Nightmare on Elm Street 5.
I wish I'd saved that $10.
Halloween 5.
Yeah, a lot of by the fifth one, a lot of people are running out of ideas.
Yeah,
but so yeah, I'm definitely glad. I was pleasantly surprised by that one. I wasn't expecting much, and got more than I expected.
So talking about sequels, I got a sequel I want to talk about.
What's that?
It's Dr. Sleep. It's the sequel to The Shining.
Yeah, I missed that in the theater. I also missed Zombieland in the theater. I wanted to go, but
I saw this not opening weekend. I think I saw it like the week after, but I saw it on IMAX. Yeah, and I love The Shining. I mean, I think The Shining is a great movie. I don't think it's like the best thing ever, though.
Yeah,
but
it's one of those movies I can't watch it like all the time, but I do have to revisit it every so often. Like,
yeah.
I think we watched it about a year ago, and I said to my wife, I haven't watched Shining in a while, and she's like, yeah, let's check it out. So we watched.
But it is a good movie. I love it. But I wasn't like super stoked. I mean, I was like, oh, it's cool that there's going to be a sequel to The Shining. I mean, like, but what could you possibly do? Because I didn't read the book.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where you're like, how are they going to do that? But if they do it right, it's going to be awesome. Kind of like Matrix 4 coming out. You're like,
yeah, what can they possibly? What else could they do?
Keanu's in it, but spoiler alert if you haven't seen the last Matrix movie, but Neo dies at the end. So
yeah. Well, it's just kind of like
I guess he died in the first one too.
Like, why would you go back to that hotel knowing what you know?
Yeah.
Why would you go back? So where could a story possibly go?
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm hoping
some
good stuff.
It like you're just saying about Zombieland, how it doesn't repeat itself. It is a completely different genre. Like, okay, The Shining is like a psychological horror movie. This is a supernatural thriller.
I like the atmosphere of. Does it keep the atmosphere from the?
It has a constant state of tension, which is one of the things I like about it. And the thing is like, okay, so Mike Flanagan directed this. He also did Haunting of Hill House on Netflix.
Sweet.
Which I thought was a fantastic show. But the thing with him is he really knows how to balance like getting character development to the point where you give a shit about them. So when the stuff goes down, you want them to persevere and survive and whatever.
I hate when they don't flesh out a character, especially in a horror movie. You're like, they're dead.
Yeah.
Well,
You're okay, well they're just a blood bag waiting to be popped.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing about this is he takes his time and it's not boring. Like normally a lot of times when they do character development stuff, a lot of people are like, oh my God, the movie was so boring. I'm like, well, God forbid that they try to make you give a shit about these characters.
Yeah,
but
it's a horror movie. Just everybody die so I can go home.
So it kind of picks up right after the original Shining ended.
Yeah,
and kind of has like a bunch of recasted stuff to kind of play out some of the scenes that happens after the movie. They also recreated some scenes with new actors playing Jack Nicholson and Shelley Duvall and all that. But it also jumps ahead 30 years later, like in real time, to what's going on with the little kid from the original movie. And like all the PTSD shit he's had to deal with since then and all that, and trying to repress the fact that he's got these powers and all that, not realizing that there are other people out there like him.
And is it just other people going, it's not that bad?
No, he never tells anybody, but he's a raging alcoholic. He's like a drifter. He's an asshole. He bangs hookers and shit like that all the time. He's just real self-destructive.
So he's relatable.
Yeah. To the people that would break into your garage.
Model citizen.
Yeah. But once he starts to get wind of people like him, that's where he starts to turn his life around. But then it also brings with it people that prey on people like him.
Sweet. Is it like a horror X-Men?
Sort of. You find out that certain, like the Shining that the kid calls it, is like the special like powers that people have. Each people have a different kind, and you find out there's people that can push people to do things by telling them to do it. Like you're gonna kill yourself and you'll do it.
Like telepathic suggestive or something.
Yeah, there's people that can do that. There's people that are really good at like the way that Professor X could track people with Cerebro and find other people that are like him. There's people that can track people with the Shining. You find out it just opens up the world that you didn't know existed from the Shining, and it was just
isolated in the first.
Yeah, and now it's like everywhere, and it is so well done. It is like it's one of those movies that I didn't want, even though it's 2.5 hours long. I didn't want it to end.
Sweet. Well, I've been wanting to check it out because
the
wife and I really like
awesome.
it.
So basically, it's a supernatural thriller X-Men movie.
Sweet. Maybe it'll be in the Brightburn universe, and there'll be a whole.
Acting across the board is great. I mean, like Ewan McGregor. I love Ewan McGregor's probably my favorite male actor out there. And he's fantastic in the movie as the adult Danny from the original movie. Rebecca Ferguson from the current Mission Impossible movies plays the villain, and she's kind of like the Borg Queen in Star Trek First Contact, where she's like creepy and sexy at the same time.
Sweet. Is she the bathtub lady in this one?
I can't remember the little. God. No, but they recreate that too, and it's really creepy when it happens. I can't remember the name of the actress. I think her name is on the back.
Creepy the first time.
What's her name? Kaylee Curran. She plays the little girl Abra that first connects with Dan and lets him know that he's not like alone with the powers. She's she's the Dakota Fanning of the 2020s, man.
Sweet.
She's gonna take off because she is fantastic. It's just a great movie. Just watch it. It's super well made, super well acted. It's paced really well. It's got scares, it's got laughs, it's got a little bit of everything. It's fantastic. It was probably my third favorite movie I saw last year.
Perfect. Yeah, I unfortunately having kids, we miss about a third of the movies we want to see in the theater.
Yeah, I wouldn't take a kid to see something like that.
No.
It does have.
That's why we don't get if it's a kids movie. Rest assured, we're probably seeing it. Like Toy Story was not a problem.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, that'll be my Valentine's this week.
We'll be talking about that in the next episode, probably.
Absolutely, because it's a movie I can bring the kids to that they'll want to see. But yeah, like when it comes to like the adult movies and stuff like that, anything that won't hold the kids' attention, I probably can't bring the kids to.
Yeah, I would not take your kids I would not let your kids watch this, at least not yet, because
My kids are weirdos.
Well,
though.
no, there is.
I'm just kidding.
One of the most disturbing scenes I think I've seen in a movie in years, and it involves a kid.
Well, they'll grow up weird then, so
That's cool. Yeah, but like everyone I've talked to that's seen it has like that. But that movie's awesome, but that one scene just effed me up. And yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's hard to watch. It's that creepy and
they're all way too young for horror of any kind. My kids bounce back and forth like I've got zombie shit everywhere, like this guy hanging out, and I got all types of just all over my basement. There's different zombie things, and they jump back and forth between being terrified of them and being like, "Oh, he's just pretend. Hey, he's cool.
He's got the face cape on him.
Oh, yeah. That's the face vest. The cape out in the hall.
Oh, okay.
But usually he's wearing it too. It was So they're going to be horror kids, I can tell, but just not yet. They just need to be above the age where I don't have to get calls from the school being like, "Oh yeah, she says she hasn't slept in 3 days because you guys watched The Shining."
The Shining, yeah. She keeps on looking at the elevator and expecting blood to come pouring out of it.
Yeah, it's like so. Yeah, so like they really want to watch Chucky, and I think it's because
it's a doll.
because they know that my wife hates Chucky.
Like it scares her, or she thinks they're stupid.
Yeah, she thinks they're stupid now, but like they scared the shit out of her when she was a kid, so she wouldn't even watch them until like not the new one, but like the one before. I think I finally got her to sit and watch with me.
What was that, Cult of Chucky?
Yeah, it wasn't that good anyway, but
no.
Yeah, like she says, I think the first and second one still probably creep her out a bit, but
the first two are probably the best.
We didn't even make it all the way through the new one.
Oh, the remake?
Yeah, I bought it. It was already pretty cheap, and I'll finish watching it. But yeah, she was just like, "This is dumb."
Yeah, I haven't.
She wasn't creeped out at all. But yeah, we're about 3/4 of the way through it, so I'm gonna finish it. And what even made me decide to even check it out was Mark Hamill being.
That's the only reason.
So.
That's the only reason I would actually. I'm just waiting for it to come to Netflix.
Well, just like horror movies, the kills. I found the kills are creative and good. They kind of lined up with the old Chucky. And what I heard going into this was, if they just didn't try to make it a Child's Play movie, it would have been better. If it was just about a killer robot, because he's like a robot in this one, not just a best doll.
Then
so
somebody messed with it with the chip in him or something, right?
Yeah. It's kind of cool. But like I said, I haven't seen the whole movie. I'm not gonna review it. Maybe we'll talk about that one next time. But it was pretty. It was the middle of the road anyway. It wasn't terrible. I wouldn't have turned it up, but she was just like, "Yeah, let's watch something else." So, but
I'll see it eventually.
Speaking of things we watched together, we've started watching a show. Well, revisiting for both of us actually, a classic, and that is Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
I bought this box set about a year ago, and
you got it super cheap, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, Walmart had it for 120 Canadian, which is probably like, I don't know, 98 or some shit. I don't know.
That's probably about $100.
Yeah, about $100. And I was like, man, I should get that. And I looked on Amazon, and it was like 60.
Yeah, fuck that.
50 or 60. I was like, yeah, even with
no contest.
Even with conversion, because I use the US Amazon because it's way better.
Mm-hmm.
And
because
so I got
Ramona
it.
Flowers doesn't deliver to your door.
Yeah, exactly. And we it sat there, but like I said, kids can't watch stuff till they're in bed, and my kids don't sleep. So often my wife puts the kids to bed, and then she goes to bed. And I also work 4 evenings a week. So we've got 3 nights a week where we can potentially watch something. Maybe if I get home early enough on Saturday night. But even then, she's probably in bed. So, yeah, kids are exhausting. That's no surprise. But, yeah, we started finally watching it about a week ago. Finished the first season, which is about 6 or 8 episodes. And we're about 3 episodes into the second season. And it's just like I remember it. I love it. I had to sneak to watch it when I was a kid. So her parents were a lot cooler about letting her watch that shit when she was like 6. So
She was wow.
she was allowed to watch that and like It and stuff like that. And
When that came out, what year does it say did it start? Does it say on there?
89.
89. I was 14.
Sweet. So I was 5. But I remember watching. I mean, and then they had the animated series Tales from the Crypt Keeper, and
Yeah.
I tried finding a box set of that, and I can't find that, which is disappointing. But you can buy like 3 volumes of it, and the first one is like $20, and then the second one goes up to like $70, and I'm like, so hopefully it'll come out at some point where I can just watch all that, because I was allowed to watch that because it was like a Saturday morning cartoon, and I watched the shit out of that. But I watched a bit of this. I watched Bordello Blood, Demon Knight, and stuff like that because I was able to like rent those. But when the show was actually on, I didn't get to catch it too much.
No, I was allowed to watch it because I think I wasn't allowed to watch horror movies when I was a kid. My parents thought that they would scar me and my brother for life, but Terminator was okay.
Yeah, that was my parents are weird. I wasn't allowed to watch Simpsons because they swear, but I was allowed to watch Terminator 2.
Yeah. I could watch sci-fi action movies with gore, like Commando and shit like that. I could watch that, but watching Arnold cut some guy's arm off with a machete is okay. Different. But when Jason does it, it's a no-no.
Yeah, because those are good guys.
Yeah, so whatever. So in '89 was when I finally said, "Fuck it, I'm done with this." I picked the most hardcore horror movie that I knew we had in the house, and that was Hellraiser 2. Yes. My dad had just rented the uncut version of it at the local store and copied it, and I watched it, and I made an effort to watch it when I knew he was going to come home from work so he could come home and see me watching it and not freaking the fuck out. You know, that I'm sitting there watching it and it's not bothering me, so he could be like, okay, horror movies are fine now.
Glass of tea or a cup of
tea. Just like, hello, Father, welcome home. You know, and he was like, "What the hell are you watching this for?" I'm like, "Why'd you copy it?" It's basically a challenge to me, daring me to watch this.
You gonna keep your mouth shut about me watching this, or am I tell the FBI that you didn't listen to the warning at the beginning and copied it?
You know how much those fines rack up, bitch. So from that point on, it was okay. So when horror movies are okay with my parents from that point on, because if I can watch Hellraiser 2, I can watch anything.
Good spot to start. That's the best Hellraiser 2, I think.
Yeah, that's the goriest one out of them all. So Tales from the Crypt came on cable, came on HBO not too long after that. Sweet. And I was okay to watch it. And I remember, I haven't watched anything recently. I only remember 3 episodes of that show. One is the one with Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's like one of
the first episodes. Yeah,
it's in the first season.
I remember the one that Arnold Schwarzenegger directed, where the old man and it's called William Hickey and Rick Rossovich switch places.
It's called The Switch.
Yeah. The Switch. I remember that.
I was disappointed because I thought he was like in the story part. He's in the beginning. The Crypt Keeper's like lifting the dumbbell. And he's like, I'm gonna pump you up. Well, you're gonna be a 90-pound skeleton your whole death or what?
Yeah, come on, 2 more reps, come on.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, that's an awesome way to start, because I knew he was in there somewhere, but I didn't want to look, because I was just like, we'll see him when we see him, and I was thinking he was going to be, more. Maybe he's in another episode, but I don't think so. No. But I was like, oh man.
And then the one Whoopi Goldberg is the other one I remember.
Okay, we haven't seen that one yet, but
it's like a voodoo episode with James Remar.
Sweet.
And the guy that plays Gimli in the Lord of the Rings movies.
And he's not short. He's a very tall man.
Yes.
He's also in Sliders. I knew him from Sliders when I...
So I remember from Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Indiana Jones too. But yeah, my dad was big into Sliders. So I remember...
And In the Name of the King, a Dungeon Siege tale.
Yeah.
Don't watch that.
Okay, noted. It's just I'm glad to revisit this, and we'll probably watch the whole series, probably really slowly, but I'm glad to be watching.
Yeah, savor that shit. Savor it.
I bought.
How many seasons are there? Like 7?
7. Yes, 7 seasons. I was gonna say there's 7 volumes at least, but it says 7 seasons. So
I want to say there was maybe 12 episodes every season.
The first one only had, I think, 8, but that's probably where they were.
That's like the pilot.
Checking them out, and then usually there's like 12 episodes every other. So stoked on that. And I bought Tales from the Dark Side,
Oh god.
which around the same time, probably about 6 months before. And it takes some time to kind of get its footing. So they were like kind of back and forth, like, oh, that was pretty good. That was really dumb.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
And there's another one out there like it was a show called Monsters.
Okay, maybe I'll check
That's
that out.
basically the exact same thing. It's Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side type of thing.
Sweet. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm all about that kind of shit. So I'm gonna.
And I think they just released a box set.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Super Neighbor Brothers Strike Again.
Damn straight, because I'm guaranteeing you after this you're gonna go check it out on Amazon.
And another thing, speaking of something we previously mentioned in this episode, like 10 minutes ago, another series I've been revisiting because I didn't really get to watch too much of it when it was on because I seemed to be working the night that it came on, and that's Terminator Sarah Connor Chronicles. Both seasons were just dirt cheap on Amazon, so I had to buy them. Had to. And
Someone saw Star Trek First Contact.
we love Terminator a whole hell of a lot. Yeah, right. We love Terminator a whole hell of a lot in this house. So I don't mind that I have to watch at least one Terminator movie pretty much every day.
Yeah.
It goes between Terminator, Ghostbusters, and Toy Story with my sons, who are 2 and 3. And I'm cool with that. It's better than watching the Baby Shark video on YouTube 98 times in a row or anything like that.
Teletubbies.
They like their other little kid stuff, but my kids are pretty cool, and I don't push the things I like, but I'll turn it on, and if they like it, they really like it.
Uh-huh.
If they really like Ninja Turtles, they prefer the old Ninja Turtles to the new ones.
They are good kids.
I haven't even showed them the very newest ones because they've.
Have you showed them the TMNT movie?
Yeah.
The computer animated one?
Yeah, the one from like 2003 or whatever. Yeah, they like that.
That was pretty cool.
They think that's the third movie because I'm not going to show them Turtles in Time because fuck that movie.
I saw that in the theater.
Yes, so did I. I think I saw all 3 of them in the theater.
Yeah, I saw all 3. I had to take my little brother to go see the third one in the theater, and when I was over, I was just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I think that movie actually had the effect that Batman and Robin had on me. Like, I saw that movie and I was like, I think I'm starting to get over Ninja Turtles and they don't seem as cool anymore. And then when I saw Batman and Robin, I thought I was like, oh, I guess I honestly just didn't think. I was like, it was so surprisingly bad that I thought that I just grew out of superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped comic collecting.
And then X-Men came out.
Pretty much. I saw Spider-Man. I didn't even see Batman Begins when it came out. For how much I like Batman, that's ridiculous. Like my wife and I got together and I ended up just buying Batman because I found out she liked superheroes, and I was like, oh yeah, I used to love that kind of shit. Because she was like, I don't want you to think I'm a nerd, but I really want to see that new X-Men movie. And I was like, huh. And I came back with my long boxes of comics and showed her. But yeah, it was.
And the wedding was the next day.
Later that day.
Yeah.
But
a few moments later.
So then I caught up on it. I'd seen the X-Men movies. I'd seen the Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man 1 and 2 were out by that point. But Batman Begins passed me by, which is a travesty.
Because that movie's awesome.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was about it.
But Terminator.
Terminator is. Yeah, I'm only a couple episodes in. I only saw maybe 3-4 episodes when it was new, and it was so, it continues the story from episode to episode. So I stopped watching because I was so behind. I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah. It's super serialized.
Yeah, so if you miss an episode, it's what the fuck's going on. So
even the recaps won't help you. The little last time on Terminator. It's
were flashes. Yeah. So I saw I think it was like the first 2 episodes, and then like one from like 3 episodes later, and I was like, I already don't know what's going on.
So much shit has happened.
And then I missed right out on it. For how much I like Terminator, it's surprising that it took me so long to revisit it. I downloaded it a couple of years ago, but never got around to actually watching it because I think that hard drive died, so that sucked. But is what it is.
Yeah, I watched it when it was. I watched every episode of the 2 seasons when they were on. Love it, absolutely love it. The second season gets a little weird, especially when Shirley Manson from Garbage shows up. She is a main character in the second season.
Okay, that's weird.
And she's not a bad actress, but she's meant to be creepy. So, like, what you might say is bad acting is her just trying to be creepy.
All right.
But she's not bad. But
she's not creepy. She just looks
the
goth.
second season takes some really interesting twists, and it ends on such a rad cliffhanger. And then the show got canceled.
Oh, yeah. That's what I've heard is that it's just kind of canceled out of nowhere because that was around the time of it was like the big writer's strike, right?
Yeah.
The writer's strike, and then like not a lot of shows survived that.
Yeah, it was like 2009-ish.
Yeah.
That's why Transformers 2 ended up being so god-awful, was because that was a writer's strike movie.
Yeah, that's awful.
The G.I. Joe movie was a writer's strike movie.
Oh, God.
But yeah,
the second one was watchable. The first one,
the one with The Rock is better. The Rock makes everything better.
Yeah. So even that Tooth Fairy movie was
no, except that I take it back.
So yeah.
But yeah, the second season, the cliffhanger is it is so cool where it goes, because like, oh, this is like new territory type of shit. And then never gonna find out how that plays out because you suck.
Yeah, and they reboot it. You know, every time they get a new movie after the last movie or whatever doesn't do good, they totally reset it to it's right after Terminator 2. Yeah. So
well, yeah, you got the cliffhanger, or not a cliffhanger, but you've got like a world that they're going to keep doing in Salvation, and then they set up this 3-movie arc in Genesis, and then they've also set up a new thing with Dark Fate that's probably never going to happen.
Yeah, because apparently Dark Fate didn't do too well. So
why would you release a summer movie in October? I don't know. Why? Which is the same thing that happened to Dr. Sleep. Why would you release a horror movie or a movie that's a sequel to a really popular horror movie in November?
Yeah, that was kind of dumb.
There's a reason why these movies didn't make money, because they were released at the wrong time.
It's almost like they were like kneecapped. Like they didn't want them to do good. They're like, we'll make them, but we don't want them to do any good. Why? You don't like making money? Yeah. So moving on from all the cool stuff, should we spin this roulette wheel? And
okay, so we have a game picked for every number that's on that roulette wheel.
Yeah,
like you have your own unique list, and I have my own unique list for my backlog.
Yep, that's what. And hopefully, if you want to play along, you've done so as well. If not, pause. Yeah.
Make your own list.
38 games. It can be whatever you want.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have enough games to fill the list, put some on there twice. That you want to play a little bit more. And
put Shovel Knight on it multiple times.
Yeah. We'll play.
I will not think badly of you.
So our goal is to try and beat, or at least play, a significant amount of these games by the next episode. So, without further ado, there we go. All right, so there we go. And no matter what comes up, we win because we're playing games.
Yes. I'm actually excited.
One of our games that doesn't get played is going to get played. And the number is 3.
Number 3. Oh, Jesus.
So what are you playing?
I'm going to be playing Metroid Zero Mission on the Game Boy Advance.
Hell yeah. And looks like I will be playing a game I recently acquired because of you enabling that.
Hey!
Guilty Gear Judgment, because I love beat 'em ups. And I didn't know that had a beat 'em up in it, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
I didn't just buy it to go. Now I got it.
You can't just don't have to look at it on the shelf.
So I hope anybody who played along got a game that you're looking forward to playing, and let's try and get some decent playtime out of it by the next episode.
So we can talk about them.
Hell yeah. So I think with that, we can start saying goodbye to everyone. Let everyone know where they can get a hold of us.
Yeah.
And you can get a hold of me on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube under Corpse Flood Gaming. And Chris, you can get a hold of under Chris the Old Ass Retro Gamer on YouTube.
Yeah, Christopher Pico is the name of the channel.
Yeah, Christopher Pico. And
or just do a search for the Old Ass Retro Gamer, because no one else is called that.
You'll find him. He's the OG.
I'm the Old Ass Retro Gamer on Instagram. I'm the Old Ass Retro Gamer on Facebook. But on Twitter, I'm OA Retro Gamer.
He's the Retro Gamer from OA, from the Green Lantern universe.
Damn
so
right.
There's a different fandom. Perfect.
Guardians, they play games too.
Hell yeah.
They'll just sit on those giant chairs all day long, thinking about the fate of the universe.
What are you else going to do when you sit in a chair? You can play some games.
Or they can diddle themselves. I don't know.
Those weird blue old dudes.
Awkward.
Well, I mean, there's not much else to do on that planet. It's just a big giant lantern and very tall chairs.
Playing shoot the lantern.
Maybe that's where the power comes from. Who knows? Some Green Lantern fans are going to let us know, like, that's not in any way
That's
what
not
happens
canon.
there.
That's not canon. You take that back.
You know what is a canon, though? When they
My dick.
pop off piece of my deal. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching our first episode, and we'll be back soon with another one. And until then, we'll see you later.
Let us know what you think about the show in the comments.
Yeah. Comment down below and let us know what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of, and we'll do more of what you don't want to see more of.
Counterproductive.
Yeah, but let us know some things you want to hear more about, and
Give us ideas for
you like.
topics and games you want to hear us talk about.
Yeah, we're gonna do some theme topics. We're gonna do some different, different segments we want to try out, and we just didn't think that'd be good for the first episode. But until then, let's play some of these games and see you later.
Word.
Yeah. Do it now, come on.
Hasta la vista, baby. In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.